Guys, girls and gaming fans, this is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this video, which is kind of a Christmas special. I don't normally record Fallout 4, as you guys know. I've done the odd video. I did a video of my first impressions when it first came out, and I've done a video of my Vault 88 settlement, and that's pretty much all I have done so far. There are some games that I find are better for doing series or let's play series on, and this isn't really one of them. So but this one is a special video that I'm doing just because it's releasing on Christmas Day, so obviously I'm not going to be kind of actually around and things on Christmas Day, and whether you guys celebrate Christmas or no, and if in fact you are watching this video in June, I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. So the last video I did in Fallout was the the Vault 88 settlement, and this one is actually down here, the Starlight Drive-In, because I wanted to do another big settlement, but an above ground settlement, because I like the light effects in this game, and I wanted to make the most of those. And I thought, where is going to be the best place to build something where I've got a largish space which is pretty empty and it's relatively level? Well, the Starlight Drive-In seems to fit the bill nicely, and so that is what I have done, and I hope you guys like what I've done with the place. Now, I have used mods in order to create this, and if you want to know what my mod list is, look below in the description. Got lots and lots of doff. I like my hefty doff, guys, so sorry if it's doing your eyes in at the moment. The doff is trying to focus on the wrong thing there, just to really ruin the image. So here we go. Welcome to Starlight Towers. So what we've basically got here, I really liked the idea of making something that was a nod to the pre-war world, I beg your pardon. So the Starlight Drive-In here, I actually left the projector as it was, but I have repaired it. So I've placed the other wing back up and also replaced the legs in their usual position. I was disappointed because I quite like the cast iron bollards that were around the front of this, but unfortunately after having completed my settlement I then came back to find that they had all automatically become completely and utterly flattened by what I have no idea whatsoever. A settlement attack perhaps, but nothing else was damaged, so I have no idea. As you can see, I've got a sentry up there as well, so I've got a guard post there, I've got a guard post inside as well, so I've got a little guard circuit running around this place, and I've got a very nice cast iron fence going all the way around the outside. As I say, if you want to know what mods I'm running to make this this settlement, then do check in the mod list below. They are all available on the Nexus. Alright, so this building here, the projection building, I have turned into a laundrette, as you can see. I've even written laundrette on the side. I love the neon. I just wish it came in different sizes. I'd love to be able to have bigger neon writing as well for bigger signs, but other than that, I love the stuff. So I've turned this into a laundrette, and I've got some washers and dryers in here, and also, and this is one of the mods that I use, a dishwasher. It's a working dishwasher which actually allows you to put things in there. You can actually craft things. You can put in dirty plates and dirty dishes, and you can actually craft clean ones with it. So that allows you then to place all sorts of clean stuff in your settlement, which is great. We've even got an ironing board in here, and of course a radio, because I do love to be tuned into Diamond City Radio at pretty much all times. I've got a false door there. Oh no, actually it works. Awesome. I had no idea it was actually going to work because it didn't snap there. I just had to put it there as well as I possibly can. And then there you've got, again, the powerful doff means you can't get a brilliant image of it, but we will be looking at this in more detail later on. But we're going to go around the back first to see. I've got a little factory around the back here. This really does give you a really large expanse of area to work with. A couple of mods that I will mention that I am running, which are absolutely essential for serious settlement builders, is the one that allows you to There's one that allows you to scrap everything called, imagine silly enough, scrap everything. And there's one that allows you to place everywhere, which is amazingly enough called place everywhere. And that allows you to put anything anywhere. Oh, look at this. Somebody has left rear gate open. How careless of them. We've got a new Coca-Cola factory at the back here. I tried to hide it from the back of the hotel. Basically what I was thinking was pre-war, post-war, pre-war hotel, and so that's kind of what we're working on there. And we've got a new Coca-Cola factory out the back here. So all of these that came with the, I think the new Coca-Cola, the Nuka World update, the new Nuka World DLC. We've got all of these Nuka-Cola crafting machines here, and also a couple of these, which I think came with the Vault-Tec workshop. I'm not entirely sure. I have most of the DLC content, not all, but quite a lot of it, and so I think that's where they came from. And then I have a security desk there, and of course a nuclear generator. I've got various generators around the place, actually, cunningly hid so that there aren't wires all over the place, and I can't stand those big pylons and things. This is one of the security dudes, I think. He hasn't got a gun, which this settlement, I've only just finished it, so I've only got about 15 settlers at the moment. Did you just come in through? I think he goes around the outside, actually, the security guard, so that's probably why. So that's one of the security posts right there. And then on the roof of this building here, this is the where the screen was, but scrap everything allowed me to scrap the screen, and basically I just built on the foundation, on the footprint, partly because these lights here can be destroyed. They're the ones that are inside the building when you first come to this area. However, if you do destroy them, the light, there you can see the light is still there, which sucks a little bit, and you can't destroy that, you can't get rid of that. So it would look weird if I did anything else, and so this had to be built here, really. And then on the rooftop here, I've got my water plant there, purifier, and then I have got I've got a couple of pylons just so that I could get power reliably to my settlement beacon, and of course my gun there as well, which is one of my turrets, although I do have at least 2 guys on security as well. So there you go. I'm particularly fond of this fence that's all the way around the outside there. I think that's in the Homebuilder mod, which is one of the ones I use as well. And if you're wondering, I've got all these lovely living trees and plants as well, which look great, and these hedges, which are kind of fences, but they look like hedges, which is lovely. And if you want to know what ENB I'm using, it's the Olympus ENB. I like, as I say, DOF heavy. I like quite saturated colours, high contrast, but these things are very, very personal, so you really have to suck it and see. You have to find the ENB that suits you. And then we've got, I just left this shed intact, which is the one that's got the workbench in it, and there it still is in all its total lack of glory. But I did put a Brahmin feeding trough in this little enclosure surrounded by hedges. Good morning, Daisy. Well, it's afternoon, actually. And this is another mod. I've got a mod to make Brahmin look less dead, and a second mod which makes the feeding troughs look more like feeding troughs and less like a bathtub. Daisy seems to have a slight artifact on the top of her head there, but other than that, she does look an awful lot better, I think you'll agree. And I did mention those 2 little texture replacement mods as well, with the Vault 88 settlement. Okay, so let's look at the building proper then. So we've got a big courtyard here, which I actually kind of wanted to build a pool in here with the build your own pool mod, which I also use. However, turns out I would have had to use much deeper foundation this had I done so, and as it was, I had to use foundations all the way across here because there is a big kind of hole in the middle, not big enough for a pool, but big enough to seriously unlevel the terrain. So you do have to build on foundations here to get the whole thing quite level. So I've used a lot of the Art Deco kind of decor with the bronze designs on, and sort of classic furniture and things as well. So I placed a fountain in the middle of here. I'm sure there are some mods that can kind of get that fountain working again for me if I wanted, but as it is, I've just put a spotlight with the place everything mod inside the actual fountain base, which gives that lovely uplighter effect. And then I've got all of my buildings around here, which are just for the use of my settlers to try and keep them the heck out of my my personal quarters, but more on that later. And of course we can use these benches as well. So we've got a little gym here with several workbenches. Sadly, a little bit of grass still clipping through instead of my bestest efforts. Some of the power cycles from the Vault 88, the Vault-Tec Workshop mod DLC, and some pommel horses. So we've got a gym, and I have seen my settlers working out in it as well, which is excellent. And then of course I have the stores that we need here. We've got an armor stall and a weapon stall in the same building, nice and efficient. And we've also got, how rude, we've also got our weapons and, yes, there it is, armor workbenches as well. I did have a weapons workbench there, but it's quite large, and it proved, I'm not sure if it was that was stopping her from going to it, but it may possibly have been, I'm not entirely sure. And then the last one here is a barber's. Now, I haven't attracted enough settlers yet to assign a barber, but I like to have lots of jobs for my settlers to do, because it really does contribute to settlement satisfaction levels. And then of course we have our medic here, so we have our pharmacy.
I can patch you up if you need it.
Hi,
for
Doc.
a small fee, of course.
Of course. But we've also got a surgery chair and one of these. What is it? Phoropter. Right, okay. From, again, the Vault-Tec Workshop. And those two, when they are staffed, will also contribute to settlement satisfaction. And we've got a chemistry station there as well. Now, all of this is built with these concrete walls here, which are just a modded, recoloured version. They're just recoloured slightly light to grey, with these big glass windows, and that's concrete walls with window glass, which again will be in this description if you want to know where it is. And then I've put some extra kind of walls in here, which I haven't lined up ever so well by the look of it, but they just give it a more clinical appearance. And I think that was from the Homemaker. Actually, that's Snap and Build. That wall there is Snap and Build, I'm pretty sure. Further down the line we have our general store, and I've used the mod DIY Do It Yourself mod, which allows you to build shelves and then place clutter on them, which looks awesome in your shops like this. Yeah, this is our general store, plus advertising posters, of course. And then finally we have our bar, which is where my settlers are supposed to come and hang out of an evening. Occasionally they do, but not always.
If you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go. The whole place is run by robots.
Yeah, I have been, thanks. Okay, so there we go, and we've got some appropriate decor in here as well. Again, love the coloured lights that come. Again, I think this is a Homemaker mod, which allows these coloured variants of the industrial light, which just look fantastic around here. So everywhere has a slightly industrial feel, but with a modern twist. And then if we head into the actual hotel itself, it's a repurposed hotel, which is now basically an apartment or dwelling for everyone. This is a mass fusion elevator door, which I love. So if you look at this, we've actually got two of them in a semicircle. How cool is that? Which chimes in really, really nicely with these semicircular walls, or rather quarter circle walls. I love that. I think that's fantastic. That was just a total happy accident doing that. That was brilliant. Okay, hopefully my settlers can work out how to open and close those. And then we do have a great big double height entrance hall here, of course, with a Christmas tree. The Christmas tree, I'm not absolutely certain where it comes from. One of the mods in the description below, I'm sure. But I actually rescaled this to double size by using the console command modpos X2, and usually when you use that you then have to pick the item up for its size change to take effect, which is something that I didn't realise until I did it, and realised then that my Christmas tree was actually big enough to take over the entire Commonwealth, which was learning the hard way. Okay, so a nice marble floor in here. Plus large dining tables, one of which is laid out for a nice dinner there, so which looks nice. And then we've got just some sort of fairly gracious furnishings in here, including, I love this player house stereo, which is part of the HSZ mod, which is a really good one as well, which I love. And then these curtains, which are the ones from the memory den, if memory serves. Pun totally intended. And then we've got this cafeteria here, so I've got my cafeteria worker, who basically is a food and drink vendor there, or maybe she's a restaurant vendor, I don't remember, but there's a better stores mod which is excellent for that. And then of course we've got a cooking stove there that we can use and that NPCs can use. Got these water coolers which look just in place around here as well. And then I've got 2 greenhouses, one either side.
I got work to do, can't talk now.
You started it, dear. We've got 2 greenhouses with some rather lovely glass roofs here. One either side with all our various crops in. So one that side and one this side. Whoops! And I've actually got...
Gross.
Okay, lovely. We've got a couple of children living and working here as well. And that's thanks to a mod that allows child settlers. I think it's just called child settlers, in fact. There's another one. I've actually got about 3 of them in here. And it allows you to actually choose the proportion of settlers who turn up who are children as well. So I might have mine on a little bit too high at the moment. And then we've got multiple floors here. So we're going to head on up. Here we go. Here's the first floor. Now, the accommodations are grander on the lower levels and gradually get less grand as you go towards the top. So on the design of the grand houses and hotels. One of my settlers has knocked a lamp on the floor, as you see. They've probably knocked the other one over as well. Oh no, they haven't. It's on the desk there. Okay, there we go. So we've got all marble walls in here. And I've used the snap beds mod here, which is fantastic because it allows you to have different blanket types on, and even different pillows if you want, on each of your beds, plus a range of bed frames as well. So that's fantastic, gives us a nice variety to the beds as well. And then each of these suites has an ensuite with some actually usable bath, toilets and sinks. So that's fantastic. I'll show you more of those when we get to my personal suite. These ones are for the settlers, and we can see these ones are, well, we can't because we're not in workshop mode, but you can see the different coloured pillows on these beds as well. So there we go. That's the grander floor, and out here we have a lovely balcony with a nice view out over the settlement with a little Christmas tree at the moment on each side. I think the lights and the Christmas trees are really pretty, and I'll probably leave those lights, those strings of lights there, I'll probably leave those. There's actually 2 missing there, I've just noticed. But I will probably leave those in place all year round just because I like them. I think they add a certain something. And so, yeah, we've got a nice balcony out there. I didn't put any benches on it or anything, but I have seen settlers standing on it, so that's rather nice. And then we've got a nice view out the back there too. Then if we go up to the second floor, we have an equally really quite large corridor here, and we've got this time some slightly less gracious rooms, but nonetheless quite nice. I wouldn't mind living here, to be honest. I really wouldn't. They're very homely, very cozy, a heck of a lot better than most places in the wasteland, with some more public toilets here. Again, nice marble floor, very practical, but I wanted a bit of a worn look to these stalls and sinks and things as well. And again, they're ones that the settlers can actually use. And while I haven't noticed them use them in this settlement, I have noticed them and heard them using the showers and toilets and various things in my other settlements that I've used these with. So there we go. And another room there. And then we do have a third and final floor all the way at the top here, where we start having really quite a nice view. And up here we have the same kind of layout with a bunk, a dormitory on either side. And these ones are a little bit more populous, so I basically wanted to put as many beds in here as possible. I've got 26 beds in the settlement, I think, including my own. And again, we've got this time a bunch of stalls. The ones on this end have got toilets. The ones on this end have got showers. There we go. We've got some urinals there as well. All this stuff from various mods, but a lot of it contributes to settlement happiness and settler happiness. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. I could have fit more beds in there, but I didn't want to cram the place out. And we all know that settlers have a nasty habit of getting themselves stuck on stuff if you don't give them a mile-wide space to manoeuvre in. So there we go. One of the lovely things, by the way, about these snap beds is that they can. There's a bunk bed variety, which the settlers can sleep on both the top and bottom bunks, which is superb for use in smaller rooms, smaller settlements, where you want to fit as many people into a smaller area as possible. And I have used those in my vault. So there you go. That is. Excuse me, that is 3 dormitory floors plus the rather grand entrance hall. And besides that, we have one more thing to see, which is my personal quarters. And for this, I have my own private lift, which does not allow NPCs to use it. And for this, we're going to go into third person mode, because third person allows us to get a better perspective with the lift here. These are really rather good. This is the high-tech elevator mod, which, as I say, helps to keep NPCs from wandering into your personal domain. And it comes in 3 flavours. This is a neoclassical model, which I like very much, and it's sort of in keeping with my apartment, my penthouse up here. So we're going to take a look around my penthouse, and here we go. Welcome to my humble abode. It's fairly small. It's made with exactly the same blocks as all the rest of the building is, and it also has the same kind of furniture in actual point of fact. So we've got some fairly well worn looking furniture in the classical and traditional style. For the most part, I've got some slightly more modern doors here on my bedroom and my bathroom, because this being relatively narrow, it's not too bad actually. I just thought they would look cool. I just think they look really, really nice. So we've got a nice dining area here. We've got a lovely bureau there with doors that I can actually open. Nice. And this is more shelf clutter from the Do-It-Yourself mod, which is great. And each of those clutter items actually is like a separate storage unit, so I could keep all my beer in the beer bottles and all my spirits in spirit bottles. It's really rather cool. And then of course we can keep things in the bureau itself, which is great. I've got my personal stereo there. I've got my own little Christmas tree, and then we've got a smaller curio cabinet here, which again I just got up like a drinks cabinet really, because that's kind of what it looks like to me. And then if I just give you an impression of the size of the place, with comparison to my character there she is wearing her sparkly red dress, which again is quite in keeping here. And this is my kitchen, which is a modular kitchen. That's I've got a slight bug with the purple glass in the stove, which just does happen sometimes, I find. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's just a bit random like that. So this is the modular kitchen mod, which allows you to place kitchens in a variety of wonderful colours and looking kind of clean and pre-war as well. So that's super. And again, you can see we can keep items in all of these things, including we can keep items in the fridge there. I haven't got anything in there yet because I've spent all my time building, and I've adorned the shelves with items again from the Do-It-Yourself mod, which is one of my favourite mods ever. I've got some cleaner Braxo cleaner I found because I just thought, yeah, I like things clean in my apartment. And this stove here is actually a pre-war white stove MCS, so that's another mod which allows us to craft things using a cooker. Only it would seem that the animation's not working for me, so it's entirely possible that I've placed it in somewhere that's bugged it out. I don't know. All my other ones have worked perfectly fine, but I may have to jiggle with the placement of that because that one doesn't seem to be working properly. I also have some parts of the kitchen which are usable, like this is usable. For example, I can wash up, which is kind of nice. Oh, she's doing it in first person and in third person. There you go. I like the third person version of that, really. So, there we go. She can wash up, which is rather immersive. I do like my immersion. And that is from the CWSS mod, which also furnished my bathroom here. And gave me a strong urge to go to the toilet, apparently, as well. So I've got some of the institution kind of copper walls here, which I love, actually. I just love the colour of those. So there again, I use those from the Snap and Build mod, I think, or possibly Homebuilder. But we have a sink that we can drink from. There we go, like a water fountain. Nice. Okay, and that's clean water as well, rad-free. We have a toilet we can use. I won't let you see me do that. And we have a shower that we can use as well. And what I really, really like is this lovely wet texture on the shower as well. Look at that, like it's just been used. You can see the beads of water all over it, which is fab. I love it. There we go. So then the only other place to look is my bedroom here, where you can see I've made it as kind of homely as I can, really. We've got large paintings on the wall. I've got, again, a snap beds there, where we've actually got two halves of the same thing. So we actually, that probably counts as two beds, or does it just count as, I think it probably counts as just one, a double bed. But I thought I like those. They're really quite pretty, these sort of patchwork quilts. And to match that, I've got some nice lace curtains up here and a pre-war willow barrel vase, which I actually cheated to get that one. I actually looked up the item ID and just spawned it in because it looks lovely. And all the ones you find in the wasteland I just trashed, obviously. Dead flowers in my home, not really much point in that. So folks, that's pretty much it. That is a wrap, as they say. You've seen everything there is to see, except that there is a stunning view from my balcony up here, albeit that it's a little bit of a myopic one, thanks to my thanks to the DOF and the fact that it wants to focus on the railing in front of my face rather than the view that I'm actually looking at. It might resolve itself now. There we go, so we can keep an eye on all our settlers from here. So there you go, folks. I hope you like what you see. Just one final word around this place, and there's one thing I have to do. I have to put into workshop mode just to see the invisible, and that is these private area markers. This is what keeps my house free of random settlers. Yes, we've all had that happen. Even if your house is completely physically inaccessible, the beggars will just warp in to sit on your sofa, drink your drinks at your table, to sleep in your bed. Yes, it's very, very annoying. I can't stand it, and I have been known to actually kill settlers from caves. Just a rage killing, because I was so sick of it. This mod, basically, it's craftable in resources, under miscellaneous, and you've got two different types. You've got the area marker, the large area marker, which will map multiple floors with a radius of 2 by 2 floor pieces, or, because obviously that was no use in this case, I didn't want settlers not being able to use the floor below me, the small one, which basically you have to place one of these per floor piece, and that's more or less what I've done. And one of these markers on each floor piece just stops settlers from spawning in. So on reload or waking up in the morning or whatever, you will not find random stragglers all over your house getting into your face and your stuff, and possibly stealing your gear. So there you go. That is how I keep my settlement, or certain parts of it certainly, settler free, and I hope it works for you too. So far it's a pretty recent mod for me, but so far it's working pretty well, as you can see. I got up this morning and no settlers. Nice. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and please feel free to check out what else I've got on the channel, and keep watching this space, because you never know what you might find in it next. Okay guys, till the next video, keep gaming, stay happy, and bye bye for now.